eating is essential. So depending on that diet and what you've been nibbling on, I think is obviously going to be. Hey, I mean, I packed it on too since I haven't played. I was depending on those on the cardio on the ice to burn off calories. So
Matt, he looks like he could still play,
I
and he
was.
keeps looking at me when saying eating. Welcome, I'm Chef Rodney Baca, and this is Shop Talk. Hi, Shop Talk by Chef Rodney Baca. I'm here with a very good friend, the man himself, Joel Ward. How you doing?
Good man, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. You look like you can still lace them up, ready to go.
Yeah, put
You
in a
know?
phone call for me.
I'm telling you, look good.
Thanks.
So, real quick, man, what are you doing these days? What's going on with you?
I've been a stay-at-home dad for the last little while. We're expecting another one coming in August here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I've been busy with that, but also been a member of the HDA, the Hockey Diversity Alliance, which we kind of took part in, and that's something that kind of just came on pretty new for us and for myself. So along with that, and then also I've been taking a little bit of a coaching clinic. I just did a little coaching clinic seminar about a couple weeks ago.
Here in San Jose?
It was online,
Okay.
so it made it easy to kind of do that and
Yeah.
get on. So still maneuvering around a little bit, just trying to learn and trying to pick up a few things here.
That is awesome. So, tell me a little about this alliance you're part of, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Tell us, like, it sounds so interesting. I've seen you give kind of a little shout out here and there, but be
Yeah.
better to hear just from you.
So basically started about from 7 of us originally. We just kind of been talking since November. Akeem Alou's story came out, and he kind of suffered a few tragic incidents in the game and some racial slurs that he had
Okay.
directly towards him. And it was just a group of 7 of us that, we've all experienced it at some point or another in the game, or at least observed it. And we just started chatting. And then, I think with everything going on, COVID hit. We were still kind of chatting a little bit of
Yeah.
what we can do. And we just said, hey, you know what? We got to do something. We got to change the game. And
Power
so,
in numbers.
Yeah. So we're hoping to combat racism in the sport of hockey, and also do our part in society and try to make a difference for especially the kids coming up in the grassroots programs.
And how do we do that? So, let's say we're here at the Fallon House, here in downtown San Jose. San Jose is this melting pot of cultures.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get the hockey message out? One, how do we get the inner city kids, if you will, the east side, south side, whatever it may be,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to play hockey? And how do we get the message out that hockey truly is for everyone?
I think obviously it starts from like guys like myself, just getting out in the communities. I think obviously being the Sharks here is going to be a big influence on it. Of course, being such a powerhouse in the San Jose community.
Right.
So just to getting the name out there, getting the word out there, I think reaching out to schools, to other programs, just getting the name out there, obviously, and for using that branding.
Yeah.
And representation is huge. I think when we get out in those communities, it's very important for those kids to see regular faces and similar faces like guys like myself and Evander Kane. And regardless, even being on the players, it could be even people in the front office. So I think just having that representation in the communities is huge. And
I agree.
And I started playing ball hockey as a kid, and there's no reason why kids around here can pick up a stick and a ball and start playing at your local schools. Of course, once all this COVID is all
Goes
done.
away. This has been crazy.
Yeah.
What about, let's ask the really serious question here. What about an almost 44-year-old fat chef? How does he get involved in playing some hockey?
The game is open for anybody.
It truly is for everyone, right?
The game is for everybody. Doesn't matter. Hey, I've had friends back home that haven't even picked up a stick in their lives, and they signed up to play men's leagues and all sorts of different programs for new guys to start the game. So, as I said, it obviously the cost of hockey is expensive.
It is.
It's very expensive, and with our group, we're going to hopefully have conversations with these big hockey institutions and organizations to help offset some of those costs. There's no reason why kids shouldn't have a reason to play hockey. Every kid should be out here in all the communities, all different backgrounds.
You're in Silicon Valley too. There's some resources, people. There's some resources here.
And exactly. So we just have to have conversations with a lot of people, get them involved. It's a sport that as soon as I picked up a stick, I fell in love with, and I'm sure there's a lot of kids here in the Bay that would do the same too
When did
once
you
they get.
start, Joel? How old were you?
I started at the age of 6 playing the first year organized hockey. I got two older brothers, so
Did they beat you down like mine did?
uh,
Mine used to
I
beat me
mean,
down. Let me tell you.
yeah, I mean, off camera we can talk. But I think, obviously having two brothers of showing you the ropes a little bit is crew, and I was just a fan of them. I picked up whatever they were going to play street hockey. I was right behind them. I wasn't allowed to play with them, but still, I'm
You
just
were ready
hanging
to
out with
play
them,
though.
just sucking in the atmosphere with them, and there's so many kids here, so many kids.
Quick question for you.
Mhm.
That rise from that young age to getting to the NHL, what was that journey like? I mean, that's determination right there. I
It
mean,
was, yeah, it was a long road, man. It was a long, long road. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had a lot of ups and downs. Um, I've been, I failed to make a lot of teams growing up, so that could deter you from not continue to keep playing. But my dream was always to play in National Hockey League.
what did it do though? What if you did get like if you didn't make the team,
hmm
how your psyche?
I think initially I was, yeah, you're pretty upset about it, of course. Initially, you didn't make that team, and you
Yeah.
got some friends on it or what have you, but it never stopped me from loving the game,
See, I love that.
So sure, I was cut. I was cut many times from growing up. I wanted to play on certain teams as a kid. I never made it to. I've had 5, 6, maybe 7, I think, NHL tryouts before I even got a chance to play. So I mean,
Perseverance though,
yeah,
because that's a story that we all need to hear too. Is perseverance, because it's not easy.
no, it's
It's
not
just
easy.
not.
It's a lot of work, and I've doubted myself a few moments, but I still love the game. I, I could watch hockey all day. I could tell you some quirky, nerdy facts about the game that a lot of people probably may not. But my passion for the game took over, and that's what helped me succeed and get past a
Well,
few others.
I think you're amazing, and we all talk about it. I was privy to watch you play because I worked in the building for a while, and everybody there absolutely loved, especially not trying to get into kind of any kind of minorities or this or that, but people of color love seeing you out there,
hmm
and it brings them together because in a sense they look and go, wow, that's
Yeah,
someone like me. I can be out there on the ice. I could do this.
yeah,
So I think that's great. And I loved it. Now that you're transitioning, and I always say this, the super athlete, the pro player like yourself,
hmm
they're the hardest workers you'll never meet because you can't get to that level
yeah.
without putting in the time, dedication, effort, whatnot. How do you transfer that energy that went into hockey into the new things you're doing, from business to, you know, the kids to
Yeah.
everything that's going on in your life?
I tried to stay in my element. What worked for me for hockey, I would try to use that in my new ventures a little bit. Not to say I had all the right answers, but I mean that's what I know. I think my work ethic in hockey and what propelled me and got me to succeed and have a little bit of success was, dedication.
Game
And
7 winner, playoffs, little success, but
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Thanks, but I think, and for me enjoying what I wanted to do, I think in hockey is something that I just, wasn't a job for me. It was fun. I got a chance to play a sport, and make a living at it, and I was like,
That's all. That's
who am I
amazing.
kidding?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to carry that same mindset and go into whatever next comes for me. But I'll still probably be part of the game on some aspect and be around it as much as I can because I love the game and plus I have a lot of friends now after playing for so many years.
Right.
You want them to succeed. So and I got two boys here coming up, and someday they may want to play hockey. So
Or
for
they
me to
might
be
want to
around them.
be a chef, ladies and
Or
gentlemen.
that, yes,
You know.
Hey, Dad's not against that either. So either or works for me. But just and going back to our HDA, just we want to make it a safe place for kids of color and just a place welcoming for the hockey rink for parents and players of color.
Have you talked to any of the community here, meaning like the city's office or anything like that, that maybe will jump on board and can help, especially with the minority side of of the equation here with the kids from the east side or so on.
Yeah.
I always think to myself, we're in Silicon Valley. Hockey should be for everyone. Why not put it in the east side? Why not institute that in the schools now? Yes, it's a cost, but
Yeah.
why not put that into the schools? I just think it would be pretty amazing because San Jose, our only pro team, is the Sharks.
Yes, exactly. And you brought up some good points. We to answer your question, no, we haven't reached out yet. We've just been trying to get our ducks in order, as you can say.
Right.
And we've got a few things in place. I've had a couple of conversations with Jonathan Becker, president of the Sharks here, which has been great. And he's willing to learn and to do some work too behind that. And so it's going to be instrumental for a guy like that to have the backing of the Sharks and to get out there to reach these communities. As you said, it's a lot of communities here in the San Jose area, kids with all different backgrounds, ethnicities.
Right.
That, why deter those kids from playing? Let's get them in the building. Let's get out there to their schools, their communities, introduce ball hockey, introduce the grassroots and how it became the fun factor for us growing up. And there's no reason why these kids can't pick it up just as like everybody else.
Well, think about it, Joel. Football is a cost to play too. Pads, but there's a football stadium at every high school.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we start that at a lower level to get to the high school? Why not support what we have here in our own community, which is hockey? That is our pro team.
Exactly. And I think it'll get there. It'll get there. It's going to take a little bit of time, of course.
Yeah.
But I do think, as you said, there's basketball courts everywhere. There's football fields everywhere. There could be ball hockey courts everywhere, just the same. And I think it's going to come with some time, of course, and a little bit of some work. But it's going to get there. Mark my word. There's going to be some changes in the game, and it's going to be better for all aspects, from up top all the way to minor hockey, from the junior Sharks programs and all through the Bay Area.
I love it. I love it. And all these things need a caterer. Don't forget about Baca Catering.
Yes. Food is important to have success in the game of hockey.
So
yes.
that being said, a mutual friend of ours, I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow, and I'm gonna tell him about because he gears things towards a super athlete. You know who I'm talking about, I believe.
Yeah.
But how does the 40-year-old man? That's my question to him. How does the guy who's thinks he was an athlete when he was in high school, but at this point, how does he get back in shape and enjoy things like hockey or even ice skating with the kids, right? Things of that nature.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure before all this COVID came, Sharks Ice had a lot of pleasure skating, public skating for people to get out. Eating is essential. So depending on that diet and what you've been nibbling on, I think is obviously going to be, hey, I mean, I packed it on too since I haven't played. I was depending on those on the cardio on the ice to burn off calories. So.
He looks like he could still play, and he keeps looking at me when saying eating.
Well, this is why I like Rodney. He always compliments me, so this is why I enjoy hanging out with him. But yeah, so eating and exercising are two major components. I think for me, chasing my boys around is going to be, I'm going to get my butt back into shape a little bit, but yeah, anybody can do it. It's just a matter of being determined.
I'm excited. We're getting close. I know you have things to do. This hopefully is one of many that Joel and I can sit down and talk about. But that being said, we're going to break bread together with his coffee rub smoked brisket sandwich, which is hormone and antibiotic free, but I'm not going to say it's not fatty. But also, Joel, if you could just tell us a little about the organization, where people can find it, what they can do, if there's need help for donation, whatever it may be, so that we can get the message, the word out there, and support it, and really, truly, from a national standpoint, yes, but our local from San Jose, if we can really start to make a difference here, it spreads all over.
Yeah. Well, we're still in the process of a few things for sure. Our website, we're on Twitter right now. The HDA, but we've got a few things that we're still working on, our foundation, our charity work, but mark my words, once everything's all in order, I will get the message out to you guys and pass it here to Rodney, and he can hopefully share that. But we definitely want everybody here in San Jose to help support, please. It's been pretty sad the last couple of weeks, obviously, what's been going on, and we just want to make a difference in society. As well as in the rink, but we know, racism is everywhere, and it's unfortunate for some of the kids got to go through this, especially in the hockey rink. So just stick up for one another. You know, if you got a chance out there, if you see somebody that's kind of being directed toward racial slurs, just speak up and do your part. And you know what's right and wrong. And we're just here to we want to get this racism out of here, man.
I couldn't agree more. And I'm so thankful for you to come on. We're going to talk more. Once we turn the camera off, he's actually going to put me probably in check. But I love this guy. Appreciate it, man, and thank you for taking the time.